Assalamu alaikum. I am Jahangir Alam, lecturer in physics. I welcome you all in my online class. First of all, thanks to Almighty that He has given me the ability to take this class, and still I am carrying on my regular activities. Dear student, I also hope all of you are well with your family members by the mercy of Almighty and carrying on your regular studies, staying at home. Dear student, in our today's class, we are going to discuss the very basic things from a very important chapter of your physics books. Right? We are going to discuss from the basic thing of 11th chapter, that is the chapter of current electricity. It's a very important chapter for you, and I hope you will enjoy it and you will be benefited for your exam. Right, dear student? So let's start our class. In our previous chapter, that is from the static electricity, we have learned about that when charge is produced on a body like friction process or induction process, the produced charge remain at the same point where it is produced. It cannot flow from one point to another point. But in this chapter, we will discuss how charge can flow from one point to another point of a conductor. Right? The main reason of flow of electric current is the potential difference. As long as there is a difference in potential between 2 points, there is a flow of charge. Right, dear student? So potential difference is the main reason, or potential difference is responsible for the flow of charge from one point to another point of a conductor. This phenomena or process of movement of charge is called electric current or current electricity. Okay. So dear student, first we need to see the definition of electric current. Right. So definition of electric current can be given as electric current, the amount of charge that passes through any cross-sectional area of a conductor in unit time is called electric current. Right? So it is denoted by capital I. It's a fundamental quantity among the 7 fundamental quantities, and the unit is ampere, which is denoted by capital A. Right? You know, there are 7 fundamental quantities. Among the 7 fundamental quantities, electric current is one of them, and its unit is ampere. If Q amount charge is passes through any cross-sectional area of a conductor in time t or t second, then electric current I can be expressed as I is equal to Q divided by T. This is the mathematical expression for the electric current. Right? Dear student, if the value of Q is 1 coulomb and value of T is 1 second, then from the expression we can write that the value of I also be 1 coulomb per second. Right? Okay. So the value of, when the value of I is 1, so we can say that it's a unit electric current, and the unit of electric current is ampere. So in that case 1 ampere can be defined as from the concept or from this expression like that: if 1 coulomb charge, when the value of is 1 coulomb and the time is 1 second, so if 1 coulomb charge passes through any cross-sectional area of a conductor in 1 second, then the amount of current is called 1 ampere. So definition of 1 ampere is also very important for your exam. So you need to memorize these two definition. Right, dear student? I hope you got it. My dear students, now we will see an important comprehensive question. In maximum exam you will have this type of question. the current through a conductor is 5 ampere. What is mean by this? So to write this answer of this type of question, first you need to give the definition of electric current that we have mentioned in a previous portion, and then you need to see that the current of 5 ampere means that 5 coulomb charge passes through the conductor in 1 second. So 5 ampere means here 5 ampere means 5 coulomb per second, right? So from the expression we can say that 5 ampere current mean if 5 coulomb charge passes through any cross sectional area of a conductor in 1 second, then the amount of current will be known as 5 ampere. Okay. So similarly you can write the answer of this type of question. If the question is 10 ampere, 15 ampere, 20 ampere, then you will write that 10 ampere means 10 coulomb charge passes through in 1 second, 20 ampere means 20 coulomb charge passes through in 1 second. Okay, right. Now we are going to see two important definition about current electricity. First one is electromotive force and second one is potential difference. First we will see electromotive force. So you need to see or realize what electromotive force is. That's when you know to maintain the flow of electric current or to maintain the flow of charge through a circuit, we need to maintain a potential difference between two ends of a circuit, right? Suppose this is an electric circuit, so we need to maintain an electric current to active the load. Here load means it may be electric light, electric fan, electric oven, refrigerator, any type of electric appliance which will be active by the flow of electric current. So intentionally we create the flow of electric current to active the electric appliances, right, dear student? So we can realize that to maintain the continuous flow of electric current, there need to be a system or device which can maintain the potential difference between the two ends of a circuit, which can maintain the electric current. So this source or system is known as electric cell. This is the source of, or this is the source to create potential difference, right? So here load means there is a barrier or resistance. So to overcome or cross this load or resistance, we need to consume some energy or we have to perform some work. So the amount of energy or perform work to cross this load or convey this circuit is known as electromotive force, or especially we can give the definition of electromotive force: the amount of work or energy to convey 1 coulomb positive charge from one point of a circuit including cell through the whole circuit to the same point is called electromotive force, or short form EMF of the cell. So dear student, the amount of work, suppose if we start from point A, if the amount of work to convey 1 coulomb positive charge from A to crossing the load B, then including the cell, then bring to the same point A, is known as electromotive force of the cell. Okay. So the mathematical expression of electromotive force can be expressed as E is equal to W divided by Q. That is, if Q amount of charge is convey and the amount of work, that is if W amount of work is done to convey Q amount of charge from any point of a circuit, conveying the whole circuit to the same point is W, then the expression or electromotive force can be expressed as E is equal to W divided by Q, right? This is the mathematical expression for the electromotive force, and unit is volt, or in short form it can be expressed as capital V, right? Now the potential difference. So potential difference, you have got the idea about potential and potential difference in our previous chapter. Potential means the amount of work in bringing 1 coulomb positive charge from infinity to a point of an electric field is called potential of that point. But potential difference means the amount of work in convey or carry 1 coulomb positive charge from one point to another point of an electric field is called potential difference between the 2 points. So, here the potential difference can be defined as the amount of work to convey 1 coulomb positive charge from one point to another point of a circuit is called potential difference of the 2 points. Similarly, if W amount of work is done to convey Q coulomb charge from one point to another point is done, then the potential difference between the 2 points denoted by capital V is equal to W by Q. This is the same expression for electromotive force and potential difference, and unit will be same, right? Suppose, dear student, if 1 coulomb positive charge is conveyed from A point to B, not crossing the cell, then the amount of work to convey only from A to B is called potential difference between A and B. But when the charge is convey the whole circuit including the cell, then the amount of work will be known as electromotive force. But if 1 coulomb charge is conveyed from 1 to B only, not passes through the cell, then the amount of work will be known as potential difference, right? So, I hope you got it. This is very important topic of this chapter, and you have to realize it, right? And you need to know the difference of potential difference and electromotive force. Okay, so to realize or get better concept, you need to read your textbook, right? Now we are going to see the classification of substances depending on the conductance of electricity. They are classified into 3 categories. First one is conductor. So, the substance through which electric current can be conducted is called conductor. That is, the substance through which charge can be passes from one point to another point, or charge can flow from one point to another point is called conductor. As for example, gold, silver, copper, etc., right? So, all types of metal are known as conductor. That is, they can conduct electricity or electric current from one point to another point, right? Now, the second type is insulator. The substance through which electric current cannot be conducted is called insulator. As per example, plastic, rubber, glass, etc. Through this type of material, electric current or charge cannot be passes from one point to another point by any situation. Okay. So, all type of non-metal are known as insulator, because they cannot conduct electric current, or they do not allow to pass charges from one point to another point through it. Okay. And finally, the third type of substance are known as semiconductor. That is, the substances whose conductivity lies between conductor and insulator is called semiconductor. As for example, silicon, germanium. Dear student, you will learn more about the semiconductor in our next chapter and in the previous classes, right? So, in some special system or situation, that is, in higher temperature, semiconductor can conduct electricity, but at normal temperature it will not conduct electric current, or it will not allow pass charges from one point to another point. So, in some special cases, semiconductor like act as conductor, and in normal cases or normal situation it act like insulator. So, sometimes semiconductor act like insulator and sometimes it act like conductor. Okay. Dear student, now we are going to see the tradition of direction of electric current. You know, the electric current is the flow of charge. So, you know about the two type of charge, one is positive charge, another is negative charge, right? So, positive charge means the charge of proton. You know, in an atom the proton remain in nucleus, but the charge of electron is negative charge, and electron remain in the outermost shell of the atom. So, actually or in practically, electron can move from one point to another point, on one atom to another atom. Electron can be imposed on a surface, or electron can be removed from the atom or surface of a metal. but proton cannot be removed or added to any atom or any surface. Actually, electron move from one surface or one point to another point on the surface or over the surface of a conductor. But in traditionally, the direction of electric current means the movement or direction of positive charges. But you have to keep in mind that positive charge will not be flow. Okay. But initially the direction of electric current showed that the positive in from positive in to negative in, but actually charge will flow from negative in to positive in, because electron can flow from lower potential to higher potential. So electron will move from negative in of a source or electric cell to the positive in of the cell, but the direction of electric current will be reversed to the direction of electric current. So in traditionally we show the direction of electric current from positive in to negative in or higher potential to lower potential, but actually the electron will move from lower potential to higher potential or negative in to positive in, right? Dear student, now we are going to see the most important topic of this chapter. Okay, and the topic is Ohm's law. You know, the flow of charge or electric current depends on the potential difference between the 2 points. You know, as long there is a potential difference between the two in, there is a flow of electric current or flow of charge. Okay. So for better realization, dear student, we can consider the figure. There is a conductor AB. So the points A, if the potential of points A is denoted by VA, VA means the potential of point A, and potential of B point is denoted by VB, and if there is a difference between VA and VB, if VA greater than VB, that is, if there is a difference in potential, there is a flow of electric current. Since VA is greater, so the potential of A is higher and potential of B is lower. And you know from our previous topic that electric current will pass from higher potential to lower potential. So direction of electric current will be A to B. This electric current will depends on the difference of these two potentials. Okay. If the potential difference is VA minus VB is denoted by simply V. For our simplification, we can express the difference by simply V. Then electric current I is directly proportional to V, that is the difference of the two potential, right? So this realization or mathematical expression can be stated by scientist Ohm like this, that at constant temperature current passing or through any conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference between the two ends of the conductor, right? So we can see the definition or a statement stated by Ohms regarding the flow of electric current. Right. The statement is, at constant temperature the current in any conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference between the two ends of the conductor, right? That we have observed or realized from the figure. So electric current I is directly proportional to the potential difference between the two ends of the conductor. Dear student, we can remove the proportional sign using a constant value. So or I is equal to G into V. Here G is a constant of proportionality which is known as conductance of the conductor, but it is more important to discuss about the resistance in the electric current. So resistance is more important than the conductance, and resistance is the reverse or inverse quantity of conductance. That is, Resistance is inverse quantity or inverse property of conductance of a conductor. So, we can write I is equal to 1 divided by R. Here R is resistance. A R is reverse or inverse quantity of G. So, G can be replaced by 1 by R. Therefore, from this expression we can write V is equal to I R. So, this is the mathematical expression of Ohm's law. It is a very important expression. We have to use this expression to solve many mathematical problems. Okay. Dear student, now we can see the definition of resistance. So, resistance can be defined as the property of a conductor for which it can oppose the electric current through it is called resistance of the conductor. So, resistance is denoted by capital R and its unit is ohm, or simply it can be expressed by the symbol. Okay? Dear student, now we are going to see some mathematical problem which can be solved using Ohm's law. Right. Here is our first mathematical problem. In the problem they said that the current through the filament of a bulb is 4 ampere. This is the value of electric current through a filament of a bulb, and potential difference across it, here it means the filament, is 12 volt. So, what is the resistance of the filament, or what is its resistance? So, dear student, here given information. Here first they have mentioned the current passes through the filament, current which is denoted by I is equal to 4 ampere. Then they mention the potential difference. Potential difference which is denoted by V. V is equal to 12 volt. So, we need to determine the resistance of the filament. Resistance R is equal to what? Okay. So, dear student, you know from Ohm's law we can write V is equal to I R, or R is equal to V divided by I, since R is to be determined. So, here the value of V is 12 volt and value of I is equal to 4 ampere. So, after the calculation you will get 3 ohm, the value will be 3 and unit of resistance will be 3 ohm. This is the resistance of the filament, right? I hope you got it. It is a very important mathematical problem. Dear student, here is our another mathematical problem. It is almost similar to the first one. In this mathematical problem they said that resistance of a conductor is 22 ohm. This is the resistance of a conductor and it is connected to a source having potential difference of 220 volt. Determine the current through it. Okay. So, here first they mention the resistance. Resistance R is equal to 22 ohm. Then they mention the potential difference, which is denoted by V. V is equal to 220 volt. So, we need to determine the current through the conductor I is equal to what? Okay. So we have to use Ohm's law to solve this mathematical problem. We know V is equal to IR or I is equal to V divided by R. So in the expression, the value of V is 220 volt and value of R is 22 ohm. So after the calculation, you will get 10 and the unit of current will be ampere. That is, the I is 10 ampere. Dear student, I hope you got it. So you need to practice this type of mathematical problem from a textbook, and you need to see the board question for better realization. Okay. So this is all about our today's class. Thank you very much being with me in my class. May Allah bless all of you. Assalamu alaikum.